Morning, Stephanie.
Ms. Allers, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. Mr. Carroll, did you need a breakout room with your client, or are you ready to get going?
We're ready to get going.
Okay, let me let the judge know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're ready, Judge. Okay, he'll be right out.
Thanks.
All right, good morning. This is People versus Stephanie Allers, file 215175SD. And Mr. Carroll is here on behalf of Ms. Allers, and Ms. Wilson is here on behalf of the people. This is the date for sentencing on the defendant's conviction of impaired driving. So, Mr. Carroll, have you had an opportunity to go over the pre-sentence investigation report with your client, and is it accurate and complete?
We have had the opportunity, Your Honor, and it is accurate. There are no additions or corrections that we can see.
Okay. Then what would you like me to know about Ms. Allers before I sentence?
Well, Your Honor, I've known Ms. Allers personally for a number of years, and I would just tell the court that I think this incident was completely out of character for her, and she's a very accomplished woman. I think her education shows that. You know, I think you have to be quite disciplined to be able to get a nurse practitioner's degree, and she did that, I think, a little later in life, which suggests that she's a hard worker and a good person.
Okay. Ms. Allers, is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, not only that I take full responsibility and ownership of what happened that day. It is out of character for me. I know firsthand what alcohol can do, working in the ER for 15 years. I've seen it. I know what it can do, and I put myself at risk and other people at risk. I spent a stressful year, actually a year and a half with COVID, dealing with my dad's ailing health and then my own personal health issues. What turned out to be just a quick gathering with a friend turned out that I stayed out longer than what I wanted to or typically do, and it cost me. And I take responsibility for that.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your comments. Ms. Wilson, anything for the people?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. We would just like to point out that so far in this case, there has not been any testing. So we would just ask that the court consider daily testing, at least to start on probation. Thank you.
Okay. All right, then. This is sentencing on defendant's conviction of impaired driving. The facts are, as already indicated by the defendant, out drinking with some friends, had too much to drink, and when she was stopped by officers, she had a 0.13 and a 0.12. So quite a bit of alcohol, and someone at the casino where she was at last had actually called to report that they had concerns about her before she left because of the intoxication. On the more positive side here, to the defendant's credit, she has no prior criminal history. She is obviously very accomplished nurse practitioner, well employed, and 3 grown children, and I can't help but think that the serious health issue that the defendant's going through right now might have had something to do with her maybe having consumed too much alcohol. In addition, I truly appreciate Ms. Aller's comments about her time spent in the ER and understanding just how tragic drunk driving can be. And she understands it better than most people because she's seen the results. And so I appreciate that, and also her remorse today. And I don't think this is something that's going to happen again. Now, the substance use assessment it does indicate that based on their testing that the defendant does not meet criteria for alcohol use disorder, but nevertheless, because it is self-reporting, because of the alcohol level itself and the behavior, there is a recommendation for abstinence and also attendance at the alcohol highway safety class and victim impact panel. Because of those recommendations, I do think that probation is appropriate in this case, and I think that the defendant will be a good candidate for that. I don't want to load the defendant up too much here because of the serious health issues that she's dealing with, and she needs to take care of those. Obviously, they're the most important thing here, but I am going to impose some conditions of probation. It's not going to be the daily testing, however, that the prosecutor is recommending. I understand where you're coming from because there hasn't been any testing, but I don't think that that would be required in this case since there is no diagnosed substance use disorder.
And if I could, I'm sorry to interrupt the court, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Mr. Carroll.
I just wanted to mention the fact that, Ms. Allers is undergoing chemo where she's prohibited from drinking anyway. So I think it would be a redundancy, for the court to impose any type of testing. But with that said, sorry to interrupt the court, Your Honor.
Well, I kind of figured that as well. My problem, Mr. Carroll, is it's surprising just how destructive alcohol problems can be. And I don't even know that Ms. Allers qualifies for that. But again, the assessments are based on self-reporting. The recommendation is for abstinence, and I can't verify that without some sort of testing anyway. So, but I will take that into account as well. Okay. So the probation is going to be for the 6 months, and I will allow a review at the 3-month mark. If you've completed all the conditions, there's no concerns about the abstinence portion of this, then and the community service, then I will consider releasing you from supervision at that time. The fine is $200, which costs of $400, Crime Victims Fund $75, and Judicial System fee $50, as well as $125 arresting agency fee. The conditions of probation are going to be as follows. You're not to consume or be in possession of alcohol, no illegal drugs, obviously, or non-prescribed medications, and no mind or mood altering substances. Obviously, you are on some medications, and you need to provide a copy of those prescriptions to the probation office so they know what those are. There will be discretionary testing only for drugs. And so they need to know what to expect in case there is one of those discretionary tests done. You're not to enter bars or casinos. I'm not going to extend that to other establishments that serve alcohol by the glass, that being restaurants. So, but bars and casinos would be off limits. You're not to, you're to be respectful of court employees and care providers, and attend and complete the alcohol highway safety class and victim impact panel, which is consistent with the substance use assessment. There will be 4 times per month alcohol testing, discretionary testing for alcohol as well as the drugs. And let's see. We'll go along with the 3 days of community service. The jail time is the credit for time served, which is the 1 day where you were booked in and probably released within a short amount of time. Other than that, you're to notify your probation officer if you do have any contacts with law enforcement. Also, there's a number on the pre-sentence report for you to call between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m. today. They're going to go over the conditions of probation in more detail with you and answer any questions that you have. And let's see, that's it. Is there anything else for you, Ms. Wilson?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, or Mr. Carroll?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, well, good luck to you, Ms. Allers, and hopefully you can put this behind you and get on to the more important matters you've got in your life. So thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yep, thanks. Okay. Next hearing is 10 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 20 minutes here.